What's going on, YouTube world? This is your guy, Sealz the man, back at you with another important message. Thank you for coming back. You know, one thing I noticed about the current state of relationships as a whole in today's time is the crazy amount of interest people have in the problem, but not the solution. The temporary fix is so popular and mainstream, but not the actual cure. Like, do you realize most of the pills and medications that these doctors prescribe are just temporary fixes? Like, these pills don't heal our issues. They just temporarily lower our blood pressure or temporarily take away our headaches. But the doctors do not give you the actual cure. Cures as in having to eat better things and better foods and live a healthier lifestyle and exercise and be more active. Getting your vitamin D from the sun, you know what I'm saying? Doctors won't tell you that. Instead, they will tell you to go to your nearest prescription store and get these pills. But this same problem translates to relationships. And in this video, I'm going to talk about the questions you should ask if you feel like your relationship is going downhill, even towards a breakup, as this is part of a solution and not just relying on the problem, which is giving up on each other without trying. All right. So before I start, make sure you subscribe. If you like my content, if you like my talks, hit that subscribe button so you're privy to all my new videos, my upcoming videos, my current videos, and my past videos. Like, comment, subscribe, talk about this in the comment section. And I'm Sealz the man on all platforms. So if you have social media, follow your boy on all accounts. All right, let's get to it. The first question I would suggest you ask, if you feel like things are getting a little shaky or unsure in your relationship, and because you want to find a cure and not just a temporary fix to your relationship, is to ask, is everything okay with you? Like me, I'm a selfless person. I don't mind sacrificing for those who sacrifice for me. And when you're with someone, you should have those same sentiments. So approaching your partner over an unsure or weird situation, I believe it's best to make sure that they are okay first before actually proceeding to the problem at hand. Because you never know what someone is going through, even your partner, especially someone you live with. It doesn't matter. There are a lot of relationships and people who live together even, who hold secrets from each other, who hold their struggles from each other, their dark times. Like, you just never know how someone is doing. So make sure they are okay first before going to the problem. Okay, so now that you made sure that they are okay, they say, yes, I'm okay. The next question I would suggest you ask is everything going okay with us? After making sure they are good, now you gotta make sure we are good. Y'all are good. Now it's time to talk about the source of the issue. So in this time, you gotta communicate what you've noticed, what's been going on. That you've noticed things are changing and they're not the same. Something's off. Something's off between the two of you. And in this moment, you need to ask them, are your thoughts true? Do your thoughts have some validation to them? And let's hope that this person is honest about it, because it seems like that's the problem. When you try to communicate with some people, they're not even honest with you for many reasons, but it doesn't matter. Communication that's not honest is not communication. It's just a waste of time. You're just talking now. You're just moving your mouth and letting words come out. There's no point in this. If you're not honest in your communication, even for you, if someone asks you, is everything okay? You have to be honest no matter how hard it is. It doesn't mean you need to go off on them or go crazy, but it does mean you need to be real, because they're trying clearly if they're asking you. You're trying clearly if you're asking them. So there needs to be honesty no matter how hard it is, because this is the time to clear the air. The third question that needs to be asked is, what can we do to solve this issue? This shows that you really want things to work, and this shows that you want them. A lot of relationships fail or end because the want is no longer there. And sometimes it's just by one person in the relationship. You can't force someone to be with you. But if that's the case, then it needs to be discussed here and now. And sometimes it's the case for both of them. Both of them don't want each other no longer. But either way, this is the time to be vulnerable. This is the time to place all of your ego out the window and to be real with your loved one. The purer the conversation, the clearer the vision will be. If you are willing to make things work and the person is willing to make things work with you, then this needs to be discussed on how we can make things work. The avenue of solution. What can we do from this day forward for the future in our relationship? Because clearly we're at a point right now where there wasn't enough communication, to the point where things are awkward now or weird or off. That means there has been lack of talking. That means there has been a lack of transparency with each other. For whatever reason, it needs to be talked about. The fourth question I suggest you ask is, What can I do to help? What's my part in this? What are my faults in this? You see, saying my is not always a bad thing, because sometimes saying my, you're taking accountability. And in this point, in this situation, when you're asking what your part is in this problem, you are taking accountability. And it does not mean that you've done something to cause this problem. But once again, a relationship is a team. It's a teamwork. It's a team. So there isn't a one-way street. There's a two-way street. But even showing that you're trying to be accountable is a great effect and a great sign to the other person. Be selfless in your relationship, as long as you're not getting played in return. All right. So take accountability. What's my part in this? What can I do? What's my fault in this? Even if it's one person's error, what can I do to help you do better in our relationship? I don't want you doing this by yourself. You're not on this road by yourself. We're in this together. So what can I do to help? A lot of us gotta, like I said earlier, throw our ego out the door. A lot of us gotta take other people's opinions out of our relationship. Because you'll hear a lot of people say, there is no way I would do this. So-and-so told me I should never do this. But what's best for you and yours? That's all that matters. Not what someone else says. What is best for you? Because when you do whatever it takes to help your partner in whatever it is in your relationship, you help your relationship as a whole. You help yourself. This is not a one-way street. You help each other. There should be no heroes in this relationship. There should be a tag team duo. There shouldn't be one person saving your relationship. Y'all should be saving each other. Once you get into a relationship where one person is saving the relationship, that is an imbalance. That means something's not right. That means there is not equal effort in trying to make things work in this, right? So there shouldn't be a Superman. There should be a Superman and a Superwoman, or a duo, right? We're doing this together. This is a team. And also in doing this, in putting your and putting your accountability on the table, you figure out some things about yourself. Because your partner, if he's, like I said, if he's being honest, he's going to tell you things he don't like about you, or things that he doesn't like that you do in your relationship. And this, if you take true accountability, is going to help you. Is going to improve you, because now you're going to know things that maybe you weren't privy to, or that you weren't aware of that you were doing to him or in your relationship. My goal, my motto is to become at least 1% better every single day, because I want to be the best version of myself. I want to be the best version for my lady. I want to be the best. I want to be the best man I can be, period. In order to do that, I need to take accountability. I need to listen to her when she's telling me, oh, I don't like when you do this. Or I don't like when you say this. I cannot take offense to that. I need to take it in, because I know she's coming from a good place. We're having an honest conversation about clearly things going wrong in our relationship. I need to take that into consideration and understand she's saying this for a reason. She's not lying. So I got to put my ego out of the door in order to improve myself. No one is perfect. No relationship is perfect, but the goal is to be perfectly in sync with your partner. So that's impossible if you don't take your accountability in this. If you don't put your my on the table. If you don't put your me on the table. What can you do to improve your current situation? Do your part. The next question I want y'all to think about asking, if you end up in a certain situation where things are a little weird in your relationship, something's off, is, are we up to times in our relationship? Do you feel like there's a need to adapt to where we are in life right now and to where we are together in life right now? This is so important. Oh, let me tell you why. A lot of us are following the same rules or living the same ways as when we met our partner. And for some of us, that's been decades ago, years ago. So many things have changed in both of your lives and your lives together, and we're still living the same ways. If you're doing the same things and expecting different results, as Albert Einstein famously said, you are insane. Think about it. Just think about it. Because if you were doing the same things now that you were doing when y'all were 20 years old, when y'all first met, then you are insane to think whatever problems you're in is going to change for the better. If you've been doing the same thing in your relationships for whatever amount of years, this can be a root cause to why you're having problems. One, that can create fatigue in your relationships. Y'all are getting tired of each other because y'all doing the same things. Y'all are not keeping up with y'all times right now. Y'all not keeping up with your ages. Y'all living the same ways y'all were living together with like 4 years ago. Like you gotta adapt. Your lives are changing. You can't be doing the same things. Young men and young women do young men and young women things. Older men and older women do older men and older women things. Once you start mixing the two, that's when things get real confusing. That's when things get real crazy and unsure. And that can cause problems. You're setting yourselves up for failure if you're not adapting to your times together. You can't compare to everyone else's situations. You have to adapt to what y'all are going through, where y'all are at in life right now. If you don't, you are setting yourselves up for failure. You two as a whole, your thinkings should evolve. Your actions and the things you do together should evolve. The ways you and yours manage your finances should evolve. You're no longer saving for graduate school like when y'all first met. Now y'all saving for retirement. Things have changed. You're no longer preparing to have a kid. Y'all got 5 kids now. Things have changed. Like you get it? Sometimes you have to adapt, and if you don't adapt, you'll run into these problems where your relationship is going a little weird. Things aren't seeming the same. There's problems in paradise. Sometimes the evolution is the answer and the lack of is the root cause of the problem. So when you realize there's trouble in paradise, some of these things might be the reason why, and that's why it's so important to ask these questions. Don't be aggressive. Don't come with an attitude. Just sit down with your partner, as you should be able to. Be honest and forthright, direct, tell them how you feel, and expect him to tell the truth in return. But the thing about it, these types of talks can save your relationship. And a lot of relationships end because they don't have these talks. They will rather break up and give up instead of be honest with each other. They will rather rely on temporary fixes instead of getting to the root cause of the problem. If you're not willing to put the effort in making your relationship work, then maybe relationships isn't for you right now. So make that self-evaluation for yourself, all right? This is your guy, Sealz the Man, coming back at you with another video. Thank you for coming back, and hopefully this video helps you out, all right? I'll see y'all next time in my next video. Have a blessed day. Peace and blessings. Goodbye.